Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be going over a different Limbo build. Reason why is because there was some debate about my last one with, shield and things like that. Pretty sure I explained in the video why I ran everything that I did, but for the sake of, just getting another build for him out, I'd like to go over a different kind of build today. So, for the Archon shards, we're going to be running 2 Talforged Shreds for duration, 2 Talforged Shreds for strength, and 1 Talforged Yellow for casting speed. Again, you can change these Archon shards to whatever you like. You do not have to run these exact shards. For the build itself, these are the mods that I'm running right here. Feel free to pause at any point to be able to read what they do or anything like that. You will notice that I'm not running Arcane Circumvent. That is because Arcane Circumvent sucks, in my opinion. I do not like this Arcane. If you run it, then you run it. That's fine. But for me, I don't like it. If you run Arcane Aegis and Arcane Guardian together, you will essentially accomplish what this does, except Aegis and Guardian are going to proc more often and more consistently instead of having to constantly find enemies to roll through. Maybe I'm, shooting shots in the dark, but I really don't like this arcane. I think the play style behind it is essentially just a rolling simulator, and that sucks in a game where you are trying to bullet jump and have as much mobility as possible. Restricting the gain from this arcane down to just a roll through enemies sucks. So that's I'm not gonna, gripe on that unless more people want me to talk about why I don't like this arcane, but that's the main reason. There's just better options. Some people bring up that it steals shields. Okay, just run Aegis. If you want shields, run the thing that's dedicated to shields. I don't know why you're gonna run some hodgepodge arcane when you could just run the thing that's tied to it. Oh, but it gives overguard. Okay, run secondary fortifier on your secondaries. It does the same thing, except instead of having to roll through the enemies and put yourself in an open position of getting hit, you now just have to shoot them. One is much more consistent than the other. Um, I think on paper this arcane is good. I think in all actuality and in gameplay this arcane sucks. Um, Stolen armor. That's the last thing I want to talk about. Stolen armor, brother. If your health is getting damaged in endgame activities where it matters, you're already cooked. It does not matter how much armor you have. So, with all that out of the way, there's not much more that I want to say about this build. The way that I play Limbo is different than other people. Reason being is because I find that trying to balance his first 3 abilities and everything like that, to be honest, I don't really like it. Which means that my build is going to play differently and it's going to do different things than other builds. In a perfect world, I would actually be running Cataclysmic Continuum. I would not be running Rift Torrent. The reason why I would not be running Rift Torrent is because if your weapons need this damage buff, then your weapon builds are not good. Um, just plain and simple. Um, you should not need this much of a damage increase. It really is not that effective and it's not that deep. But for the sake of running it, we're going to run it. And then if you want to run my other one, you can. You can just remove Primed Redirection, replace it with whatever you want. You can run Growing Power over Brief Respite, and then everything else is literally the same. um, it's just you exchange one, you know, one augment mod. So the way that I like to play Limbo and the way that you're going to see it in the gameplay is I like to be very stationary with Limbo. I think that everyone that tries to make him a mobile frame is not, you know, well, let's put it this way. Everyone says that Limbo Prime and Limbo has huge survivability issues. I say that you're just playing him wrong. Everyone loves to try to turn him into this mobility frame where you can use his abilities and run around the map. And that's just not how he works. Also, with his fourth ability, it you literally, I mean, JJK terms, you literally kind of have a domain expansion. Like, why not just play him as a stationary frame, and then if you need to move, go into your rift, run to the new location that you need to run to, and then come out of the rift, and then pop Cataclysm again. I that's not hard to do. I don't know why, you know, it's hard for people to do that, but that's how I play them. If you don't agree with the gameplay, womp womp. I don't know what to tell you. That's how I play them. If you leave hate comments down below about, oh, you're playing him wrong, I don't care. This is how I play him, this is how I've found success, and this is how I use him in all end game content because he can just never die, assuming you're not playing him like the quote unquote meta slop that people put out. So yeah, that was a mouthful and that was a yap session. I hope that, y'all are still here. So without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Let's put it into action.